y'all, it's Melissa from 1000+ Books to Read, here today to review A Short History of a Tall Jew by Dennis Danziger. Here is the book cover. Sorry, I have not figured out yet how to make this mirror so that it actually shows like the way it's supposed to. So I'll get on that one of these days. A Short History of a Tall Jew is basically about this character named Philip, and he's a teacher. He used to actually work in kind of the gaming industry. He lives in Southern California. He is Jewish, and he divorced his wife, and his wife is evil. Real evil. She takes him to court basically for everything that she possibly can. In the start of the book was supposed to be about Philip finding a wife for him and his children so that they can have like the normal American family. And he wanted to do this by next Valentine's Day. And then the book kind of takes on, I guess, a life of its own and kind of totally disregards that and no longer is about that, really. I mean, there's kind of odds and ends where he meets a couple of different females, but really it becomes about his battle for custody of his kids, because his ex-wife is trying to do everything that she can to make sure that he doesn't get to see his kids, that he doesn't get to be around his kids, that that he's not going to be a part of their life. And so the book kind of centers from him trying to find a wife to him trying to get back to his children. And that's pretty much what the book is about. It was a pretty good book, although there were parts of it to where, you know, I was kind of confused. Again, I thought it was going to totally be about one thing, and it turned out to be something completely different. It's supposed to be very humorous, and in parts it really is, but for the most part, it's not as funny as I was expecting it to be. And then, like, there were characters that were heavily involved in the first part of the book, like Carissa, who's his next door neighbor, and she's like totally in love with him and all this stuff, and they're good friends. He doesn't want anything really to do with that. She's not the right one for him and his family. But she was really a big part of, you know, the first part of the book. And then when Philip like kind of has some stuff happen to where he has to cut his budget, his car gets repossessed, and he ends up living kind of basically in a room above this shop of Carissa like no longer exists. She just kind of, I don't know, she kind of drops off. And, you know, we find out in one part that she came by the shop that he's living above and, like, left a note for him, but didn't leave any information on how to contact her. And he makes notice of this because, like, she was literally his only friend. So it was kind of weird, you know, and as much as I did enjoy reading this book, I really felt that it would have been a better book if it had stayed on the focus of what it originally set out to be. It could have been like super funny following this guy who, you know, has all of these problems with his drama ex-wife, and who's trying to find a wife by next Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. And then the ending was very surprising to me too, because it was really exciting. The ending was very exciting, but then it stopped, and that was like the end. And I was kind of left going, well, what happens now, you know? So I don't know if there's a book 2 in the works. I really need to find that out, because it's just a weird end to the book for me. Like, it was kind of like, well, I guess you could say a cliffhanger. You know how you watch TV or you're reading a book and like you get to the end and you're like, oh, what happens next? And that's kind of what happens with this book. It's kind of like, I don't know, it felt more like we were stopping in the middle than we were resolving everything that kind of had happened. So I'd be really interesting to see if there's going to go any more with these characters. I really liked Philip, and I really felt bad for him in a lot of parts. And you know, he seemed like a pretty good guy, and it really sucked all the stuff that he was going through, because he seemed like he was really, you know, a decent father, and he really wanted to be involved with his kids. And his wife was just psycho, or ex-wife was just psycho. So yeah, you know, it was a decent read. If you want something that's kind of slightly humorous, well, not slightly, but humorous in parts, and yeah, it's, you know, not a romance. It's not really, I don't know. It's kind of like a family drama, I guess you can call it. I don't know if there's a family drama genre, but that's what I would kind of consider this book. So if you're, you know, wanting to read something like that, then this is the book to go with. It's pretty funny, and it has good characters in it, and you really kind of get involved with Philip, and you're rooting for him, and you want to see good for him. So that's the review of this book, A Short History of a Tall Jew by Daniel Danziger. I will have all the information as usual in the bar below, and all of the information as well on the blog. Thank you for viewing. If you're new around here, I would be so thankful if you could subscribe. If you have any friends that you know that are into books or into the type of books that we're reading, I would be absolutely thankful if you could share us along. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.